today I'm able to finally release these tools with you. All right. How do you access them? Well, it is if you go check the school and again, be part of our school committee to get access to these. If you go to Classroom, you'll find this new class called Best AI Tools for Lawyers. And here it is. I'll provide the link to this in the chat, but I'm going to run you through this so how to use this and not just don't get overwhelmed by it, but actually use this to advantage. All right, so on the left side are the categories. The good part is I categorized it, I cleaned it up. This came from this list that I put together. There was two lists that I have. One was in my bookmarks that I started building over 15 months ago. Little by little, as I was exposed, started saving them. Language models, work-related stuff, legal stuff, assistants, OpenAI, and all this stuff. Started compiling these, delved into these, and I was able to extract the best of the best, the ones that are actually good, not just adding into the list for the sake of just having the most. No, I want to make sure that every single one of these are actually usable and actually are good. They're all here. It took a lot of time to put these together and collect them and put them here. So please, I hope you get value from these. So I'm going to go through the categories and give me the rundown, preview some of them, share with you what exists, what doesn't, some of the capabilities to know at least that this is supposed to be a resource. It's not something that all of a sudden you go and use all 75 of these. By the way, there's 75 tools that are here, which is crazy. It's just meant to be used as a resource. That means whenever you have that problem or you have that need, that's where you go to the Classroom, you click on this and you're just like, hey, I need to optimize my audio. Is there an AI tool that could do that? So it's a resource. So audio enhancements. Let me just share with you what exists. This is Adobe Enhanced Speech is one of the ones that I've actually been using the most. The way that it works is going forward, you never have to worry about your audio quality anymore. Doesn't matter if you didn't record with a microphone or you recorded outside or you recorded on the beach. All you have to do is just drop this video or audio off into Adobe Enhanced Speech, and it will dramatically improve the audio. Let me show you an example. This is a video that I got done this week, which is basically, it's a video that as soon as the client is signed up, I want to collect the documents from them. So why do I have to get somebody to go and provide the instructions? What if I create a landing page that basically has a video, has written instructions, and a button that goes to a form for me to collect the documents. So this was the original video.
Hi there, congratulations on taking the next step to resolve your car issues. We're here to protect your rights as a consumer and hold manufacturers accountable for their defective cars.
So she didn't use an audio. So all I did because of this, now.
To get started, we need just a few documents from you. So let's walk through what we need. First up, we need your purchase contract or retail installment sales contract. This document is crucial, so make sure you provide clear images of all the pages.
Never have to worry about audio quality ever again. So since a month ago, every video that comes my way, throw in here, takes like a minute. I click on download, bam. And yeah, it works really well. Let's move forward. Next, and I'll be going into some more details. Some of it I'll just be brushing this to tell you that exists. Text to speech. You no longer have to read the script or say something if you don't want to. All you have to do is use this 11 Labs text-to-speech tool. All the links, by the way, are shared with you here. If you just scroll down, you'll find that on the resources. Literally, by copy and pasting whatever text that you have, you're able to get AI to go read that, whatever that is. You can use this for videos, faceless videos, ads, things like that. I remember about 6 months ago, I was looking to get a voiceover done. I went on Fiverr. I got a couple of offers for $150. There was a bunch of upsells that they cost like on average about $200. And I ended up hiring two people, again, $250 each. I'm like, wait a minute, why am I doing that? Let me just use 11 Labs. I went and used 11 Labs and it actually came out better. And I ended up not even using the Fiverr versions. And I ended up using the free version of this AI generated voice. And I used it for ads and I actually ended up doing well. So that is text to speech. There's translation, which I think ChatGPT already does it pretty well. So maybe this is not really necessary. And then also you may have seen ads for this tool called Air, which basically is an AI agent and that basically speaks to potential clients. I've had a couple of my directors go and check this out. I think the feedback that I got is that right now it's very early. And because it's very early, they charge like a very, very high premium for it. I think it's licensed out for like, I think from what I heard, $25,000, which I think is an overkill. But I have a feeling that this, over time, there'll be some competitors that'll come into the space and it'll be much cheaper. But just know that it is possible. You could build these AI agents that know your law firm. you can at least go contact your leads for you and qualify your leads and maybe hand them off. Ideally, maybe get them signed up or even hand them off to a closer who can get them signed up. But that I would say is probably TBA, to be announced about where we'll go. Bunch of billing and time tracking tools. I'm not going to go into details. Chatbots. We've explored chat-based since a year ago, especially if you were at our conference. That's here for you. That's usually used for customer service or for chats for your website. I don't think most people need it. It's a good for like a good internal tool for your team potentially. But I would say GPTs has replaced the need for having a dedicated chat bot versus you could just build it out in ChatGPT. Again, I'm relatively going to go through these relatively fast. As questions come up, feel free to ask. I do see the chats as they come in, but I just want to make sure that you guys get exposed to all the tools. And again, this is all here for you to be able to use later. Content and blogging. And if anybody who's doing SEO, Content at Scale is the right tool for you. About 4 months ago, we had one of the people from Content at Scale come and do a demo for us. This is what I use for 1 or 2 of my law firms. It works pretty well. So if you're doing SEO, check that out. There's a bunch of other tools, whether it be translators, Word AI, detectors, which is spelled wrong, but all that stuff is here for you. Anything that comes with content and blogging. Now, some of the legal related stuff, contract drafting and review, Spellbook, which I'm sure you've probably seen their ads, Henchman, which actually we got a demo at ABA Tech Show, Luminance, Lanch, Brevia, Kira, Robin AI, LexCheck, a lot of different options. I don't have any insight about which is the best one. It seems like to me, Spellbook seems to be like the most popular one. So that is, if you are into contracts and do business law, you might definitely want to request a couple of demos from a couple of these tools. Data extraction. This is huge. This is somewhat my world. I'm somewhat pursuing something in this realm, which is extracting data. Using AI, being able to extract data from particular forms that you have or your client's data, and for the data to be analyzed by AI and something for it to be done or drafted. Sensible, I've done my research, is the best tool for data extraction. I've talked to them. They're a great company. Seems like a right tool. If you're looking to do data extraction, imagine you have car accident reports, or if you're lemon law, car repair orders, or things like that. It's able to extract that data by uploading it. And now with AI, you're able to automatically draft things. There's also another competitor called Dakugami, and that is those options. Demand letter generation. Demand letters. The most popular one is Even Up. I heard it's good, but it's a little pricey. But I think it's if it was me, I would probably try it out and give it to my best demand writer VA to see how it goes. Give them 30, 60 days and ask them, hey, how much do you think this saves you? How much time does it save you? And based on evaluate if it's worth it or not. And also obviously it depends on the quality. I think with all these AI tools, it's not meant to be used as the final draft. It's supposed to be it's supposed to get you 80% the way there. There are other also competitors. Yeah. And yeah, if you do have experience about these, please let me know in the chat so I could share that feedback back to you. Karen says Spellbook is pretty good. Karen, thank you for sharing that. Joe says Even Up is pretty good. Great. Again, if you're a lawyer, definitely worth at least booking a demo and seeing what the quality is like and what's the value is there. I would assume the value is there. They know what they're doing, right? They're able to price it correctly so that you get value from this. So it's a win-win. File One, Demands AI, Clearbrief, and Pro Plaintiff are the 4 companies that I know of that do demand letter generation. Diagramming for maybe potentially for my litigation lawyers. Check out these 3 tools: Visio, Cliffy, eDraw Max, all AI enabled diagramming tools. Check that out. I don't know too much about it, but I know they do exist. Discovery. If you do discovery, Square Tech seems to be the best tool for that right now. I've heard good things about it. Again, if you do a lot of discoveries, Square Tech is probably the right option for you to at least get a demo. Again, all the links are here for you. By the way, me and my team took a lot of time to try to add a video demo in here for you, the best video we could find to show you how it works. That's here for you. Again, if you want to go into any of these in detail, that's here for you. And also I was able to pull out what it does, what are the pros, what are the cons, and who's ideal for, all here for you. So you can quickly get a summary if it's the right option for you. And then if it is, I would click on it, explore further, book a demo, and give it a try. With all these tools, I always recommend very least book a demo to see what it's like, and then giving it 30, 60 days to evaluate whether you use it or not. If you use it, then the value is 99% there. What else? Document analysis and research. There's a bunch of these tools, but it feels like to me at this point, it seems a little bit too early. But I think the practice and the experience that you get from using these tools, I think is even more important than the potential value that you get right now. So I highly recommend, if you're in these fields, you need to do a lot of document analysis, things like that. Become familiar with these, at least one of these tools, whether it be AI Lawyer, ClearBrief, I've heard a lot about, Legalize, AtLaw, LawDroid. Some of these are probably much better than others. Again, I don't have any particular information about which one's actually good, but with every single one of these, when I did my research to pull it out, there are at least viable options for you. So document analysis and research. And as I'm sharing this with you, maybe take notes on which one you would like to explore deeper, and take some time, maybe schedule some time over the weekend or on Sunday or Monday to dig deeper. Image optimization, the number one best tool for that is Midjourney. I got into Midjourney early, over a year ago. It's a little bit complicated. It requires a demo. You probably have to watch a YouTube video about how to use it. It requires you getting on Discord, and then you have to add yourself to this Discord channel, and then there's a very particular way to use it. If you learn how to do it, it's pretty cool. I used AI images for ads. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just to give you a little representation of these ads, I'll quickly show you. Pretty funky, unique type of images that could sometimes do well. This one, I think, was our top performing ad for Lemon Law for some time. Pretty funny, et cetera, et cetera. And it can also be used for social media posts, especially obviously for unique and for sending out. And as I said, the third part is it's just fun to be able to be a little creative and come up with these unique settings and unique images. So that is the right tool. That's the right tool for it. There's also text remover. If you want to remove text from a certain image, you can use that tool. Upscaling images. If you have a small image, you would like to make it much bigger with good pixels, then it's called upscaling. That's how you're able to do that. You could also blur pictures. If you have your client sends you a very blurred picture of a car accident, you could potentially use this to I'm not sure whether actually, I don't think there's any, I don't know what the rules are about maybe using AI to edit an image, but you might want to, interesting tool to do that. And then Adobe Firefly is a graphic design tool, a little bit more creative stuff. And as Jamie shared, you can also use Canva to generate and optimize images with Canva. Yes, Canva Pro has some really good features for day-to-day, so for social media posts that you're able to use. Thank you, Jen. And yes, please give me the feedback and things as I'm presenting. For intaking. So this is something that I tried pursuing a year and a half ago. I dropped it because I saw too many people doing it. And I'm like, I don't want to be in this red ocean of people doing it. So with this intaking, the objective is for AI to come and text your leads, to qualify them. And if they qualify, my goal was to get them signed up, and actually went through the motions and actually signed up, I think about 80 clients, 70 to 80 clients that I was able to get signed up with AI. That got transformed. Most of the intake tools these days, it uses AI to be able to text the lead to get them booked on an appointment. So there's a tool called Go High Level, which is the backend of Legal Funnel CRM, which does that. It's not for all practice types. Also, you need to have enough leads for it to make sense. But ideally, if you can use this feature plus your intake manager, then that'll be the right way to do it. So the Legal Funnel CRM does have that capability. There's also a company that apparently does it for calls. Again, it might be one of those air companies where the license might be too expensive, maybe at this point, but just know that does exist. Stephanie says, assuming you have to disclose if any image editing or manipulation. Correct, Stephanie. Yes. If you do manipulate the images, as I was thinking about on top of my head, yeah, you probably have to say, hey, I probably use AI. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably too early to know what the rules are regarding that. But yeah, I would assume so. Language models. The top two right now are ChatGPT 4 and Google Gemini. Both have their pros and cons. I, for the most part, 90% of the time still use ChatGPT 4. However, if I'm looking to do research, I like Google Gemini more for research. So research related stuff, especially if it's tied to current events or current data, I use Google Gemini. Those most likely will be the top tools that you probably use. ChatGPT, obviously, a lot of our AI kind of teachings has been based on ChatGPT. Mike Smith got access to Gemini 1.5, which is the most robust language model right now out for beta users. So Mike, if you have any insights about how that's going, let me know. But yeah, if you cannot go wrong with using either ChatGPT or Google Gemini. And I do have both of these. I highly recommend having both of these in your bookmarks. So you're able to quickly access them. Bam, click on it and be able to quickly, as things come up throughout the day, ideally have it open. I have mine open for the most part throughout the day to be able to use that anytime. So that's the two top tools. The other ones that you may have heard about is Claude. Claude, what they're known for is usually allowing you to upload and upload like longer documents. So if you have like a 60-page document, Sometimes ChatGPT may have a limitation. Claude has a bigger limit. So Claude is you'll to use Claude. And then there's also another one, Perplexity, that also is another LLM that you're able to use. They'll all have the pros and cons. Again, based on my experience and based on what I use and what I've seen, ChatGPT and Google Gemini is the way to go. And Lena says Perplexity is what we use for research. Very good. And then Garrett also shared this about Square Tech and BriefPoint.
Just as an endorsement of Perplexity, I was curious. So I compared Esquire Tech to the leading AI discovery tool, BriefPoint. That's it.
Nice. And as tools come up, and a lot of tools will be added, I think I covered most of, say probably 80-90% of the tools. As things get shared to me, I will go in and add those into that. So I don't think I had that one, right, Garrett? And I don't have this in my list. So I'll go in.
Yeah, you have Perplexity listed as a model, right?
Right. For BriefPoint.
Right. I see. Yeah. So BriefPoint is not listed as one of the discovery tools. I think it might be. It could be.
I don't think it is. So I'll go ahead and add that. I already added notes to go add that there. Thanks to good people like Garrett for sharing them. Great. So that is language models, legal research. Not an expert. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm sure a lot of you have insights about these. If you do about any of these, please let me know. If you use any of these, let's maybe share how it's working. There's Casetext Co-Counsel, which I've heard good things about that people actually use. LexisNexis, which I don't know how people feel about that company. Westlaw Precision, and Ross Intelligence, which I don't know too much about. Let me know if anybody uses any of these legal research tools like Casetext or Co-Counsels or Lexis, any of that. But it seems like to me, these two options seem to be the right move if you're in legal research. Brandon, how's Casetext going?
Hey, Sam. Casetext is great. It's really good if you're really starting your legal research and you need a memo on something. It's not like a first-year associate type of a memo, but it's a quick and dirty links to your cases. If you say that you need a ruling from bankruptcy courts about transferring whatever it is, you use it just like you would ChatGPT, give it a lot of information. It boils down your question into a prompt that it can understand. And within probably the longest it's ever taken, I think, is about 8 minutes to get a comprehensive, sometimes it can be as long as 20, 25 pages, where it'll give you a snippet and it'll say, this is responsive because it talks about this specific thing. However, it does not discuss whatever it is. And it gives you a really good opportunity to look through things very quickly. It has the link to the case text, the image for the case itself. And then it also will give you some insight into the statutes or secondary materials as well. It's not going to give you every single case, but it's a really good start. I use it when I'm writing demand letters, when I'm writing some litigation documents that I'm still doing. I know, I got to get out of it. And otherwise, if I'm doing legal research, I need to cite something, that's where I'm going to go first.
Amazing. And I would say, I think, again, the practice and the experience that you get from this that helps you in the future is even more valuable than the value that you get now. Brandon, would you agree with that? Right?
Absolutely. The more you use any AI platform, the more you understand how to speak to it, so it's going to be responsive. Honestly, going through ChatGPT and what we did at the first MLA Live, that really taught, I think, a lot of us how to start getting those prompts going. And now when I'm using Co-Counsel, I know that I have to change up my language a little bit more than when I use Eve or when I use ChatGPT or when I use Gemini. I use all of them. They're all bookmarked and up on my screen now. But Co-Counsel is one of those where you have to talk to it like we have to talk to Lexis or Westlaw, but it's a little more user-friendly.
Nice. Thank you, Brandon. Rosanna, what's your insights about Lexis?
I'm new to Lexis. I used to have Westlaw for 15 years. I like Lexis AI tool. It's when I give instruction I have to be general. I have to give general instruction what I need. Then it pulls out a bunch of material, statutes, case law. Sometimes it's not responsive. Sometimes it is. I can tell I'm very happy with it. It's easier for me to do research like I used to do without using AI. But AI, if I understand it correctly, meant to optimize my time research skills, right? To pull out stuff that I need faster. I don't see that with LexisNexis yet.
Got it. And a lot of it, again, these companies are forced to release an AI feature, even though we may not be fully ready yet. But again, I think those users of these AI tools at this stage, when these tools get updated over time, again, get that competitive advantage. So though not fully ready, seems like is what we're hearing, then I would still suggest just at least getting used to it and using it. little by little. Zachary, Westlaw Precision, do you have any insights for us?
Yeah, Westlaw Precision is pretty good. That's their top tier product that they sell now. It is expensive, so if you have like a lot of lawyers in your firm, it's going to get really expensive.
But how
But
much?
you can find a per person. Well, I'd have to minimize this screen to answer that question. I can't minimize this screen, otherwise I could answer your question. But I think it's maybe about 1,000 per person, per attorney, maybe a little more per month.
Is it ready? Like, or do you think it could get much better?
I didn't think it was that much better than Westlaw, but my staff thinks it is. So
Thank you. Jody said, I demoed case text, but found it limiting for complex litigation practice. It was also expensive. If you pay per user per month and have more than a few attorneys in your firm. Sorry, that was for co-counsel. Okay, so that was co-counsel. So again, limited for complex cases and probably pricey if you have a bunch of firms that need to use it. Also, Garrett shared with us a resource. Westlaw's Practical Law with AI. It's amazing. Nice. Rhonda shared, I hate Lexis, sue them and won. Aware of their contract, which makes you liable for 10K. It's an adhesion contract and they sue you stealthily in Ohio. Check the dockets in Montgomery County, Ohio. They're also called Elsevier. They prey upon small law firms. I like case text. I haven't used co-counsel, which is their AI. Thank you, Rhonda, for that insight. This is the insight that we like having inside of our community. It's not shared anywhere else. Before anybody falls for these vendors and hires these vendors and things like that, we would like to have the competitive edge of whether this is good or not, so we don't get burnt. So thank you for sharing that, Rhonda. Westlaw acquired case text. And Michael, I've been using Lexis for 3 months. I treat it as a response from a first-year attorney. I often use it to generate a first draft to the file. And Nicole, I had a demo with AI. Which AI, Nicole? 1 out of 3 searches was accurate. Good. Lexis. Okay. 1 out of 3 searches was accurate. Seems like overall a little bit early, but these are like progressively get better and better. Like based on what I'm seeing, like literally it's all matter within weeks and months that these things get better. So I think it definitely pays again to be a user of these, to be familiar with these and use it little by little. All right, matter management. Some of them I think just say that they have some AI features. There are more AI features than they say. So I'm not sure to what extent these AI features exist in Rock Matter and Cosmolex in my case, but worth exploring. I don't have any particular insights. So yeah, that is what it is. Medical summaries. I have a feeling there's probably more tools than what I have here. The one that I know about is Parrot for medical summaries. If there's anybody that does use AI for medical summaries, I might have a feeling I'm missing probably a couple. So that does exist. Medical summaries, predictive analysis, Lex Machina, premonition, and I believe also FileWine also has some AI predictive analysis. That's a really cool one that I'm potentially want to explore myself, where basically you just give AI all your client files and you say, analyze to see what's the value of this case. And it will probably give you a range based on all the history of your past clients. That'd be a pretty cool AI tool. Transcriptions, Otter, very popular one. Descript, Trent. Nobody should have any issues transcribing things or hiring a VA for this. I've seen some people still use a VA for transcriptions. You don't need to. Video production. If you're looking to make an AI clone of yourself, this might be a little bit too